Welcome to today's broadcast. My name is Paul, and today's date is June the 9th, 2024. Today, as usual, I am titling my broadcast Migrating to the US Useful Tips, Part 3B. I have decided to also look at more non-immigrant visas categorizations, and the idea is to put out the information that whatever thing you do as an individual, whether you're in Africa, in different parts of the world, it can also lead you to coming to the US. In other words, it's so much flexible, and there are so much categories because the US is open, it's a welcoming country, the immigration system is very friendly and also accommodating. And so for today, I want to very briefly talk about some other categories of non-immigrant visa classifications. The next one that comes to mind is category P. P as in Peter, P as in Portugal. And so under the non-immigrant visa category P, that category is actually for athletes, in other words, sportsmen and women, entertainers, film producers, film actors, dancers, and of course their crew members. It's so good because the P category allows the film actors or entertainers to come in a group. In that group, let's say there are about 20 members of the group, 30 members of the group. The P category accommodates all that. So if you're a film actor, you're an entertainer, you're a comedian, and you're seeking to come to the US to perform, just know that you can come on category P with your crew members. Now, if you're a dancer, maybe a cultural dancer, or you are in a particular church or cultural group, and you perform, you dance, in terms of you use it to entertain people, or maybe you're having cultural day over in the US, maybe from whichever country you are, you need to know that your group can come and entertain under category P. And it's very encouraging because it gives you a number of years, and it is also dual intent. In other words, you can move from that P category to another categorization later on, and then you can be granted a green card or work permit or permanent residency if you meet the requirements. But it's important for you to know that your vocation, that your dancing, that your film acting, that your content creating, that your maybe you are a comedian or things like that, and you have your group members, you can come to the US. Okay, now the next group there is O as in Orlando, O as in Orange. Now this is basically for people with extraordinary ability, as in science, arts, business, or maybe it's just for an individual. This one under the O group, you can't come as a group. It's only for an extraordinary person, talented in either music, science, arts, or any other thing like that. Now, unfortunately, under the O group, the dependents of the holder of this particular category are not allowed to work. Okay, but it's also prone to extension. You can extend it, and from that O group, you can also apply to other categories like green card or things like that. So it's also very, very encouraging. But it's actually for people with extraordinary ability in business, in arts, in science, and other private endeavors. So you can be granted a non-immigrant visa for a number of years, okay, to come into the country to showcase what you have. And it's also dual intent. You can move from there to other categories. Now you have category I. The I is actually for pressmen, for international pressmen, media, press, radio, film, and print industries. In other words, if you are in the media industry, you have a newspaper, you run a TV station, you are a pressman attached to any government and stuff like that, or an independent pressman or freelancer, you can come under this category. And again, it can be extended. And from there, you can apply to other categories as well. So it's important for you to know that all your vocation, all your activities can actually help you to get visas. It doesn't necessarily mean you must make your application under B1 or B2. That is generally for visitors. No. If you have any particular skill and it's what you're doing, what it does is that the different categories helps you to stand firm on what you do. You don't need to tell lies about it. You don't need to hide. You just can use it as well, because the visa process allows you need to be honest. You need to show you're genuine. You are able to pay for the visas and you're able to return. So some of these other categorizations are generally carved out to help people of different shapes and sizes to be able to visit the US without being inhibited in any form. And so your vocations, your skills can also make a way dependent on what kind of things you do for a living. Now you can always send a DM to me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and also on YouTube. You can see my other videos as well. And so the next category there is, of course, the U category. The U category is actually for victims of criminality. In other words, people who may have suffered serious mental or physical abuse in their respective countries, or who suffered so much and now they want to make a trip. So you must be able to prove that whatever circumstances you were in, you had this very serious trauma. It could be mental, it could be physical, but at least you're able to prove it. And so it gives you a number of years to stay in the country. And you can also transmit to other categories once you are considered and once you are able to prove all of those circumstances. So you have also the category T, which is actually for victims as well of human trafficking. It's a common thing these days. People traffic other people to different countries. So if you are a victim of human trafficking under category T, now non-immigrant visas of the US, you can come in and be able, once you're able to prove that you were trafficked and you had a whole lot of hardship. Once you're able to prove that hardship, you are given a number of years. You're also given work authorization, and from there, one thing will lead to another. You are able to regularize your stay, and in most of these cases, some of these under U and under T, there's always that possibility for them to cooperate with the law enforcement to be able to track down those traffickers or those people who may have committed such crimes and all that. So under these two categories, these are for people who are trafficked or people who may have had some mental or physical abuses or things like that. Now, of course, the C category is just for transit. If you're transiting, you want to pass through the US to other countries, you fall under the C category. That is for transit visas and all that. And so, these are very briefly some of the information I want to share today, and I know they are quite helpful. And I want you to also make time out to see my other videos. In my part 4, I want to talk about some fallacies, some of the lies, some visa agents will try to do, or try to confuse prospective travelers. And so it's been a great time sharing this all this information very briefly. Follow me on TikTok, follow me on YouTube, and also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Until I come your way again, I remain your very good friend, Paul. And thank you for watching. And please like, share, and comment so that I can produce more and more. There are so many other information coming along. So if you have any particular information you need, don't hesitate to send a DM to my box. You can call me and then we can take it from there. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.